What happened with the fallout from the Royal Rumble on Monday Night Raw? Well, I'm fixing to talk about it right here on WGS-TV on this week's Monday Night Raw review. Hey, YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because if you are, it's definitely time to warp.
Hey guys, it's the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Press start.
Greetings, YouTube. Yo, warped your way back into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am your friendly neighborhood WrestleGamer, Double B, Billy Boudreaux. And what we're going to be doing on this video, guys and gals, is going to be taking a look back at Monday Night Raw, talking about the fallout of the Royal Rumble and exactly what happened. And as always, guys and gals, you can put in your thoughts and your opinions right here on WGS-TV by putting your comments in the comment section below. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get this Raw review started, I would like to make a public apology to a very good friend of mine, the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head. Just recently on the Royal Rumble review, Rick said a couple of things that I felt needed to be censored because I thought it was way over the line, and it turns out that he was only doing it for shock value, because he feels that, you know, doing stuff for shock value is one way to gain attention here on YouTube and make your videos worth watching. And I didn't really felt that that was the case. So I ended up censoring it, and I accidentally offended a very good friend of mine by doing such a thing. And I just want to make a public apology to Rick Head and say I'm sorry about that, and I will never let it happen again. So, here's to you, Rick. Be sure to check out his show over on youtube.com/HWR show. So, now that I've done that, let's go ahead and get this review started. Looking back at the opening segment of Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, with the whole setup with the McMahons and Triple H basically celebrating his championship win, was also used to basically set up the storyline for what they're going to do at Fastlane. Because a lot of folks are probably going to figure, you know, why doesn't Roman Reigns just cash in a rematch clause for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Well, that is a good question. The reason why I feel that they're probably they're not doing it, because, again, they need something to do for Fastlane. I mean, this was the first year for WWE where the winner of the Royal Rumble won the championship. The usual tradition in WWE is the winner of the Royal Rumble would go on to WrestleMania to face the champion. This was the first year where the championship was defended inside the Royal Rumble match. So WWE had to put together a storyline to kind of put together their main event. Now, we can kind of see where this is going to go. I mean, with the whole incident with Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, which I believe that storyline is far from over. And speaking of storylines, we kind of saw the genesis of the storyline between Brock Lesnar and the Wyatt family. So one would figure the Wyatt family will probably get involved at Fastlane. Roman Reigns will probably be the obvious winner. I'm just saying. Opening match for this week on Monday Night Raw featured Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. And talk about a strong opening match for Monday Night Raw. This could be a main event on any day of the week. It could be for a Raw, a SmackDown, or even a pay-per-view. Ziggler and Kevin Owens worked together well. They really seemed to gel really nicely, and it had a really great match. And ended up with Owens hitting a pop-up powerbomb on the show-off to pick up the win. Now, there were several segments on Monday Night Raw this week that really irritated the crap out of me. Let me explain. This first one, featuring the social outcast and the rapper Flo Rida, made absolutely no sense. First off, you know what? I am the least hippest guy, I would think, on the planet. I know nothing about hip-hop, I know nothing about rap, I know nothing about that sort. If I were to describe myself musically, in a sense, I'm kind of a country comedy guy. We mixed in with a little bit of rock. You know, I do listen to a little bit of Disturbed, Godsmack, and a little bit of Creed, you know, every now and again. But what they did with Bo Dallas and Flo Rida was absolutely ridiculous. Now, if they're trying to start a celebrity match for WrestleMania featuring Flo Rida, I am going to be visibly upset about that. If celebrities want to get involved in the WWE, they need to be in a capacity as a celebrity, as a ring announcer or as a guest commentator and stuff like that. Celebrities, I don't think should be in the ring. Now, Stephen Amell might be a little bit of an exception to that rule because he really did work well and seemed to know a lot of the spots well. He seemed to sell really well. And he seemed to be in good shape for it as well. Flo Rida, he could possibly. Because he looks buff, he looks ripped, he looks like he's athletically gifted. So I think, if they really do work for a match between Flo Rida and from what it looked like on Monday Night Raw, Heath Slater, then I think that possibly Flo Rida could work. Now, I think one of the main reasons why they featured him so prominently on Monday Night Raw Monday night was the fact that one of his songs is one of the themes of WrestleMania. Or as I was talking with Rick Head Monday night on Skype, the way that the logo looks, the M kind of looks like a V, so instead of WrestleMania, it's like WrestleMania. Remind me never to do that on a YouTube video ever again. Getting away from that ridiculous segment, we come to a match between the Dudley Boyz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas. We would also see Flo Rida kind of get involved when Heath Slater was getting involved by kind of throwing him over the top rope. The Dudley Boyz would make Slater suffer the what's up headbutt to his dick. And the finish of the match would be the Dudley Boyz hitting the 3D on Curtis Axel to pick up the win. So basically, what the gist of this, guys and gals, is, it's I'm going to say with about 40% certainty that we possibly could see Flo Rida work a match at WrestleMania against Heath Slater. If they really are hinting the way that they are hinting. Now, one of the major things to happen on Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, was the debut of AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles on the Monday Night Raw. We've been wanting, me personally, I've been wanting to see AJ Styles not only in WWE, but on a Monday Night Raw ever since I started watching TNA. Because I believe AJ Styles had the talent and the ability to be in the biggest company in the United States, that is the WWE. I would have said the world, but I think New Japan Pro Wrestling might have him cornered on that one. But it was a great match between two great talents. It's Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. I really loved it. There were a lot of great spots, and one of the things Styles has the ability to do, he's kind of like Dolph Ziggler. He can really take over-the-top hard bumps, and he did a lot of that in that match. And I gotta say, it was a great match. The finisher was Styles countering a jackknife pin into a sunset flip pin on Chris Jericho. Then after the match, they would kind of have a handshake and almost a little bit of a standoff. I don't know what it meant, if they're gonna do something with Jericho and Styles, if they're gonna start a storyline between these two. I don't know. The Classic Wrestling manager Joseph Knight commented on Skype Monday night saying that this match should have happened at WrestleMania. I don't technically agree with that because of the fact that we needed a good match for AJ Styles' Monday Night Raw debut. And I gotta say, we got that with Chris Jericho. Now, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, the Divas are getting much more interesting on Monday Night Raw with the inclusion of talented NXT Divas, like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Because not only are they hot, but they know how to work a match. And Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, in my personal opinion, are two of the hottest. I mean, these are two smoking hot tens. I am so lonely. But then again, that's not here for this review. That's not to talk about my personal life. It was a really great match. Again, I'm talking about a Divas match. on a main roster. It was Sasha Banks locking in the bank statement on Becky Lynch, but as she was doing that, Charlotte would interfere. Now, you would think that possibly the storyline between Becky Lynch and Charlotte would have been concluded at the Royal Rumble. Here's the reason why I don't believe that happened. Because of the fact that when she attacked Sasha Banks, she first went after Sasha, and then she started attacking Becky a little bit more, and then she went back to Sasha Banks. Now, I'm just going to speculate on this right here, guys and gals. And again, it's just pure speculation. That this storyline has now turned into a triple threat storyline. Charlotte against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. And tell you what, if they go that route, I won't be disappointed. I will not be disappointed one bit. Because considering the three talents that would be in the match, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, three hot and talented WWE divas in the company today. And I gotta say, if they do work a match at Fastlane in that route, in that capacity, I would not be disappointed. In fact, I would actually watch it. Because as of late, you've heard me so many times over the past say about how crappy divas matches are in WWE, especially on the main roster. But now, ever since they bumped up a lot of a few of the good NXT divas, I don't consider Dana Brooke one of the good NXT divas, but ever since they bumped up a good crop of the NXT divas to the main roster, the main roster divas the talent has really gotten better, and I gotta say, if they do go the route, I will watch it. I definitely will watch it. Bray Wyatt versus the Demon King. Think about this one, ladies and gentlemen. When the Demon King resurfaced in the storyline against Seth Rollins, he seemed to be unbeatable, unstoppable. He jobbed out to Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family on Monday Night Raw. I don't know why. No, you know what? I take that back. And here's the reason why. And it was something I said, I'm going to say, I would think would have to do with the genesis of the storyline of the Wyatt family and Brock Lesnar. Now, they're trying to build up Wyatt and his Wyatt family majorly to work against Brock Lesnar. But then again, like I've said, I am just speculating here. The Rock would return to Monday Night Raw, waste about 30 to 35 minutes of airtime. Basically, this is what he did. A limo would pull in on Monday Night Raw. We would think a huge star, and I kind of speculated to the other guys on Skype that this would probably be a big swerve, that it was The Miz, because this is something that The Miz has done before in the past. In fact, just last year I think it might have been last year or the year before when Chris Jericho returned to Monday Night Raw, and this was like the genesis of the Jericho versus Wyatt feud. I think this was last year. This is something that's happened before, where they would advertise that a big star is returning to WWE, and it turned out to be The Miz. And The Miz would then get upstaged by a bigger star. It happened last year with him and Chris Jericho, and of course it would happen this year with The Miz and The Rock. Now, I know The Rock has his own set of hardcore groupies in the WWE universe, and I'm sure a good crop of you guys out there are fans of his. Me, personally, I couldn't give a flying crap about him. I really don't. I am not a Rock fan. Attitude Era Rock, I was okay with. This one, where he comes and goes as he pleases, he's no better than Brock Lesnar. No better. He would then go backstage to the Big Show and do some douchey comedy bit. And then, because I'm getting a little nauseous thinking about it, he would then go to Lana, and they would have a segment. Why? I don't know. And basically, he took 15 minutes just to get to the backstage curtain. And then when he got out to the ring, it was like, yawn, yawn, yawn. But what saved the segment, in my personal opinion, was the New Day. And I know a lot of you guys are saying out there, oh, why the hell are you saying that about The Rock? The Rock's the great one. He's the people's champion, and like yada, yada, yada. Well, you guys out there might think that about him, but to me, that... I don't know what else to say, but bullshit. Bullshit. It was a crappy-ass segment. Took too stupidly long. And I really don't give a flying fuck about The Rock being back in WWE. I really don't. It's like, oh, it's a shocker. The Rock's going to be at WrestleMania. He's been fucking advertised for WrestleMania since last month. How the fuck is this a shock? Makes no sense to me. So please explain to me how the fuck is this a shock that The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania? Big fucking whoopity-doo. That The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is going to be at WrestleMania. Big fucking selling point. Fuck you, Dwayne Johnson. That's all I gotta say. Fuck you. Thank God for the New Day. Thank God for Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston. Thank God that they saved that segment. Because we all knew what was going to happen next. It was a build-up for the New Day and the Usos. It was already known the Usos are family, or kin to The Rock. That they're cousins. You can see that coming a mile away. But if it wasn't for the New Day saving this segment comedically, I would have really thrown my shoe at the TV. I was that pissed off about it. Let's leave the segment and go on to the next match. Paige and Natalya taking on Alicia Fox and Brie Bella. Was it just me, or did Paige look a little bit... I don't know what the word is to describe it about Paige. She didn't look like herself. In a sense, she looked like she was moving a little bit more timidly. I don't know if maybe it was something to do with the concussion that she had suffered. You know, it was just something didn't look right about Paige. You know, I could be making a mountain out of a molehill here by saying that, but it was just something about her. She didn't look like she had the usual intensity in her moveset that she normally does. She looked like she was just a little bit more timid with a lot of her execution. Now, with her super kick and the Rampage finish that she did on Brie Bella, it looked like she was her old self. So maybe I think she was just, getting a little rusty and just wanted to get back into the swing of things, and just took her a few minutes to kind of wipe that rust off. But then again, like I said, I might be making a mountain out of a molehill. So Paige and Natalya pick up the win. Kalisto and The Miz. The only thing I can say about this is why. And the answer would be time filler. Time filler. Kalisto would hit the Saludo del Sol on Miz to pick up the win. And I think the last time The Miz was actually relevant in a storyline in WWE was 2007. Now, they attempted to do something with him and Neville, and I guess it just never really panned out. Because it looked like they were really trying to start something between these two guys, and they just never got the green light to do it. The hints were there, they tried doing something, and it just never worked. So, sorry to The Miz. Main event on Monday Night Raw featured Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns taking on Sheamus and Rusev. Great match for the main event. Would be Roman Reigns hitting the spear on Sheamus to pick up the win, and then we get a little bit of revenge on Rusev. If you guys don't remember, the Royal Rumble match, Rusev and the League of Nations put Reigns through a table, with Rusev splashing him through the Spanish announce table. They would then get revenge on Monday Night Raw with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose doing a double powerbomb to Rusev through the regular announce table, and from the way it looked like Rusev might not have taken that on the right spot. It wouldn't be the first time that something like that has happened. If you guys think back to WrestleMania 30 in the triple threat match with Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Batista. They would do that combination powerbomb neck breaker. Randy Orton actually landed on a TV monitor, kind of slicing up his back. Go back to WrestleMania 30 and watch for that, because I saw that live and that was nasty. Then, pardon me, we would get Stephanie McMahon out there to make the announcement that at Fastlane, the main event, the winner facing the champion, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Triple H, in the main event at WrestleMania will be a triple threat match: Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. And as I've already explained on this review, why I think Roman Reigns will be the one to win that one, because considering what they're doing with Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens over the Intercontinental Championship, and consider the whole genesis of the storyline between Brock Lesnar and the Wyatt family, which one would figure that they're leading to WrestleMania with a match between these two guys, between Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. It's been heavily rumored for months that they were going to do something. And we kind of saw the genesis of that storyline at the Royal Rumble match. And if not, the week before on the Go Home show, when they beat down Brock Lesnar. And if they don't go through with it after everything they've done, I'm going to be shocked, to be honest. But anyway, overall score on Monday Night Raw this week is going to be a 3.5 out of 5. A very decent fallout from Royal Rumble. I thought it was a really good show, despite The Rock returning to Monday Night Raw, which is going to get automatically my worst segment of the night, because it was a huge waste of time. And I honestly didn't give a rat's ass that Dwayne Johnson returned to Monday Night Raw or will be at WrestleMania. Don't give a crap about it. I don't care what you guys put in the comments about it. This is my personal opinion. This is my review. And I say The Rock returning to Monday Night Raw was the worst segment of the night. He looked like a douche with all the stupid comedy shit that he was doing backstage. It wasn't even funny. How people thought some of that was funny is beyond me. I've seen better comedy bits from the Three Stooges. I've seen better comedy bits on Nickelodeon. That's how lame the comedy The Rock Dwayne Johnson was trying to do. It was that lame. Best match of the night, I'm going to give it solidly to AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. What a great match, and what a great in-ring debut on Monday Night Raw for the phenomenal AJ Styles, and I really look forward to what they do with him in WWE, because they've done a lot with him in TNA, they've done a lot with him on New Japan Pro Wrestling, and definitely I see big things for AJ Styles in WWE, if worked properly. We've seen WWE take big talents from other promotions in the past, and basically just really drop the ball with them. Anyway, guys and gals, what I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment on Monday Night Raw this week? I definitely want to hear what you guys out there have to say. Be sure to put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. WGS-TV is on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You guys can ask me questions. Links will be provided in the description box below. And as always, guys and gals, I'll have a couple of videos in the annotations at the end of this video for you guys to check out as well. Be sure you guys and gals also look out for my new WGS-TV news segments appearing daily right here on the channel. So be sure you guys check those out as well. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying we'll see you at the next Warp Zone. For a visible state of shock, followed by her face turning bright red. She collapses onto the ground, all of her strength leaving her body. And I'll have at least a good set of lives, a good chunk of lives to try again.